Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we'll be answering the question, does a plural noun always need an apostrophe? Well, the simple answer is, if we're saying that plural noun is possessive, then yes. And it uses the same principle as the singular noun that we considered in video 16.3. That's A'(S)B. For example, just because I disagree with my parents' priorities doesn't mean anything. What you'll notice is that the way parents has been spelt ends with its S and then an apostrophe. And because it ends with an S as its own word, an apostrophe can follow after it, and I can then write an S after the apostrophe, but I don't need to. It's obvious I'm dealing with a plural. And the apostrophe functions to show that this is a possessive. But it's also important for you to realise that there is an exception to the rule. Hence why oftentimes people get confused with plural nouns and apostrophes. Plural words which do not end in the letter S, like parents does in the example above, have the apostrophe before the S to show that there is possession. Let me give you a few examples that illustrate this rule. Men's health is alarming according to an NHS report. Children's expectations of themselves continue to soar. And finally, the people's vote has been decided. In each of these examples, you'll notice that the word itself, the noun itself, is a plural noun. Men already means there are many men. There are many mans, we could say. Children means there are many childs. We don't say that though, we say they're children. And many people, that means there's more than one person. So when we are adding an apostrophe S there, in each of those examples, it's because the plural doesn't end in an S, so we need to add more than just an apostrophe because it's not clear otherwise. So just so we're totally clear, in answer to the question of this video, does a plural noun always need an apostrophe? If it's acting in a possessive fashion, as in it owns something, or it has power over something in the sentence, or it refers to something else, like the people's vote refers to the vote that the people cast, or the expectations that the children had of themselves, well, the children's expectations means that the children here are possessive, they have control over that. Well, each of those examples needs an apostrophe. So absolutely yes, a plural noun always needs an apostrophe. Now it's your turn. Check if each sentence makes grammatical sense and consider how you'd correct it if it's incorrect. Hit pause if you need think time. So, how did you get on? The power of the people's attitudes was evident in their shouts. Now, in the way I read that, it may seem like this sentence is correct. Unfortunately, though, I should have used an apostrophe. It should have read, the power of the people's, with an apostrophe after the E of people, and then an S, their attitudes was evident in their shouts. That's because, although I'm dealing with a plural noun, with people representing more than one person, I need to always add an apostrophe S, like I would if it was a singular noun. Additionally, the children's singing was adorable for the carol service. This is correct. Children's is following the right procedure. I'm referring to many, more than one child, children, and I'm using an apostrophe S, which is correct. It's the way of referring to their singing as a collective, as a plural noun. And finally, the cows' mooing was very loud. You can almost hear that it sounds clunky when I say the cows' mooing was very loud. But this is correct. I shouldn't be putting cow apostrophe S because that refers to just one cow. And equally, if I'm saying cowses, I could add an S after it, but I don't need to. So whilst this might seem a bit finicky and fussy, it's quite important that we know the difference between when we use an apostrophe S and when we simply just use an apostrophe. And the simple way to remember this is if the word itself, the plural noun itself, ends in an S, we just need an apostrophe. We can add an S after that, but that's our choice. If, however, the word does not end in an S, we do not do anything other than apostrophe S. For failing to do that means our writing is inaccurate and unclear. Best of luck as you move forward. Why not subscribe to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar for all things English, literary and grammatical?